Hello everybody. After publishing instruction lollipop or hand fan, I got list of questions. In the following instruction I will try to answer all of them. And thank you everyone for the questions. To make the sculpture we will need balloons. In all my instructions I use only 260 balloons, Qualatex brand. We need an air pump, scissors. You will need one or two assistants with spare hands. Instead of spare hands you can use heavy books. Also I'm going to use clear sticky tape. Instead of clear sticky tape you can use rubber cement. I'm going to wrap our lollipops in clear plastic food wrap. The wider wrap is better for the large size sculptures. For the lollipop stick or handle we can use any appropriate size wooden stick. Even drinking plastic straw will do. For the working area we can use a flat surface of a large enough table. If you don't have a large enough table then you can use floor. Now let's make one balloon lollipop. Inflate balloon leaving no flat tail. We can work the sculpture from either end of the balloon. Let's fold balloon about 2, maybe 3 inches away from the nozzle. And then we nicely wrap the balloon around itself in a tight spiral. Put the sculpture on a table. I don't have assistance, so I'm going to use a heavy book to hold the sculpture in a spiral shape. If you accidentally lose balloon like this, then it will untwist, obviously. To avoid these problems, you have to prepare everything you may need for making the sculpture in advance, before you start making the sculpture. If you're going to use rubber cement, then you just apply rubber cement between loops of the spiral and let it dry. I'm going to use clear sticky tape instead of rubber cement. Put some heavy book on top of the sculpture to hold it properly. Stretch a piece of clear sticky tape across the sculpture. Make sure to tape end of the balloon. You can apply the clear sticky tape on both sides of the sculpture. I rather used sticky tape on one side of the sculpture only. It is the back side of the sculpture. Basically we just made the sculpture. The tape is hardly visible. I actually keep it a bit loose just for purpose of this instruction. This way you at least can see the reflection. I use the clear sticky tape only on back side of the sculpture, so basically we can use any color sticky tape on the back side of the sculpture. I think that one piece of tape is enough for this size of sculpture. For the larger size sculptures you will definitely use more than one piece of tape to hold it all together. We can use this sculpture as it is. We can use it to make lollipop, a snail, a wheel, ears and eyes of different animals. Has a front view. Let's make one more sculpture in exactly the same way. This time I want to wrap our sculpture in clear plastic food wrap. I have already applied a piece of clear sticky tape on the back side of our sculpture. Now we have to cut a piece of food wrap long enough to wrap around our sculpture. Make it a couple inches longer to overlap. I would rather have the overlapping ends of our wrap on the back side of our sculpture with the sticky tape. Let's place our sculpture in the middle. The back side of our sculpture is up. Wrap the sculpture nicely, as you will do with your sandwich. There is not much to explain. Keep all overlapping pieces on the back side of our sculpture. Congratulations again, we have made one balloon sculpture. Here's the front side of our sculpture. We can use it to represent wheels, lollipops, snail. You can use it as a frisbee to play the game indoor, it's quite safe. To make it look like a lollipop, we have to attach any appropriate size stick. It could be a pen, a pencil, a wooden stick or plastic drinking straw. That is what I'm going to use in this example. Let's attach the plastic drinking straw to our sculpture using clear sticky tape. I stick it right to the wrap on the back side of our sculpture. Apply the sticky tape in 2 spots. That's it. Congratulations, we have made one balloon lollipop. Obviously for the larger size lollipops you will have to use larger size sticks. To make larger size lollipops we have to connect number of balloons in one long tube. and there are different ways to make it. Inflate all balloons leaving no more than 1 inch flat tail. Then we tie nozzle of one balloon with the flat tail of the other balloon. You can use scissors to trim off ends of the knot. In this way you can attach as many balloons as you want to make just one tube. In the following example we make two soft bubbles about 1 inch each. Make them at the nozzle end of the balloon. Lock all ends of these bubbles in one lock twist. In this way you have to prepare as many balloons as you want for your sculpture. In this example I will work with just 2 balloons. To make the long tube you have to tie flat tail of one balloon between small bubbles of the other balloon. Connect as many balloons in this way as you need for the sculpture. We can connect together both ends of one tube to make a circle. It is actually my favorite way to make long tubes. So far we used 2 different ways to connect balloons in long tubes. Also we can use tulip twist to connect any number of balloons in one long tube. We used tulip twist before to make many different sculptures. You can always find instructions how to make tulip twist in different ways on my website fewdoit.com. In this example I'm using a small additional bubble to make the tulip twist. Here we already connected 2 balloons using tulip twist. Let's attach one more balloon using tulip twist. Making a tulip twist often quite a challenge for beginners. It takes some practice to master it. Take your time to learn it. Tulip twist has a lot of use in balloon twisting. In this example I'm using tulip twist to connect both ends of 3 balloons long tube in one circle. In my opinion there is only one problem with using tulip twist for making large size sculptures. As you already know, balloons have tendency to pop, and it is quite a time consuming process to replace balloons connected with tulip twist. The previously described way of connecting balloons in a tube is much faster, easier, and it looks like a tulip twist, at least from one side. Let's use a 2 balloons long tube to make one wheel. Fold the balloon couple inches away from the end with 2 small bubbles. 2 small bubbles at the center of the wheel help us to fix the wheel in the proper position if you want to attach the wheel to another sculpture. It's harder to work with larger size sculptures, and you definitely have to use at least 2 pieces of clear sticky tape to secure the balloons. Put them across each other. Congratulations, we have made the sculpture. Let's put the first sculpture next to it to compare the size. We can attach the stick to the larger size sculpture in the same way as we did before. As I mentioned before, we can use this sculpture to make a wheel for our future car. Inflate balloon leaving about 1 inch flat tail. In this example I use gray balloon. Tie the nozzle of the gray balloon at the center of the wheel. In this example I use wheel without small bubbles at the center. It makes it very hard to fix wheels in the proper positions. Now let's tie the flat tail of gray balloon at the center of the other wheel. Congratulations, we have made a pair of wheels on our bar. It is a very important part of our future car. The same sculpture we can use to make lollipop head. Use the gray balloon to make the basic head. Just like that, we have made a lollipop head, or it could be crazy monster eyes head. We can attach 2 or more wheels or lollipops to each side of the bar. This way we can make a heavy lifting bar. Very nice and useful prompt for clowns and anyone who likes to do heavy lifting exercise. It is better to put large size wheels closer to the center, and the small size wheels goes to the far end of the bar. You have to pull the nozzle of the bar balloon through the center of both wheels. In the same way, in the same order, we attach wheels on the other side of the bar. In this example, the large size wheels have 2 small bubbles at the center of the wheel. It definitely helps to fix wheels in proper positions. Congratulations, we have made heavy lifting bar. Just remember to do warm-ups before you start doing any heavy lifting. In the following example I'm going to use 6 balloons of rainbow colors to make very large size lollipop. Fully inflate yellow balloon leaving no flat tail. The other 5 balloons we inflate leaving about 1 inch flat tail. Those 5 balloons we prepare in the same way. Make 2 soft bubbles about 1 inch size at the nozzle end of the balloons. Lock all ends of the first 2 bubbles in one lock twist, and then we connect all 6 balloons in one long tube. Tie yellow nozzle with 2 orange small bubbles. Tie the orange flat tail with the 2 red bubbles. Tie the red flat tail with 2 green bubbles. Tie the green flat tail with blue small bubbles. Tie the blue flat tail with the purple 2 small bubbles. We have made 6 balloons long tube. We can roll it in a spiral starting from either end of the tube. I'm going to start it from the yellow end. Fold the balloon about 2 inches away from the yellow end of the tube, and then wrap it nicely around itself in a spiral shape. We are making very large size sculpture. It may take 2, maybe 3 heavy books to keep the tube from untwisting. Once again, I'm going to use clear sticky tape to secure the tube in a spiral shape. And we have to use at least 2 pieces of clear sticky tape for this sculpture. You have to keep the books on top of the sculpture. Move it gently around the sculpture to make space for clear sticky tape. Put the tape across the sculpture. Congratulations! We have made rainbow color very large size lollipop. Now I'm going to wrap the sculpture in food wrap. My table is too small for this work, therefore I have to put the plastic wrap right on the floor. It would take 3 long pieces of wrap to cover all my sculpture from both sides. Make sure to overlap at least 1 inch for each piece of plastic wrap. Place the sculpture in the middle of the wrap. The back side of the sculpture is on top. Wrap it nicely. Here's the front side. Congratulations, all done. Now I'm going to use another balloon to make a stick for this giant lollipop. As always, I attach the stick to the back side of the sculpture. Secure it in 2 spots using clear sticky tape. Congratulations again, we have made a rainbow color giant lollipop. Let's take one more look on the sculptures that we have made today. We have made a pair of wheels on the bar. We use it to make a heavy lifting bar. We have made frisbee and different size lollipops. Also we have made lollipop hat. It is also monster eyes. And here comes little monster who wants to take all my lollipops. Have fun and happy twisting!